people around the county,
and how
a lot
important
of volunteer groups.
And how important is social media to you trying to get the word out?
We to be honest, we invest quite heavily. I mean, in social media, we do a lot of blogs. We also do press trips. We're doing photo shoots. So there's lots of different things going on, but social media is constant. And that's where we get engagement through Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. We also have Joanne, I think is from Castle Durham. She is, God, I'll probably get that wrong now, but Joanne is brilliant. She's our chief digital officer.
Right.
And she goes around the county experiencing all our attractions and what we have to offer, and documents that through Instagram and Facebook afterwards. So it's
Great.
a real local going around being a tourist. So that's been a good initiative. We run a competition for that every year.
Fantastic.
And then people generally send in their photos, and it's a lovely way.
I think the because of the nature of what you're doing, the Instagram thing works well because it's specifically photographs and images, and if you get a nice image, it'll get plenty of hits, and then suddenly there's people visiting a location that have been neglected for a while, you know.
Yeah, I mean, again, you'd love to do more, but there's two of us, so we do our best, but. And with the recovery campaign, we're heavily investing in, getting journalists down as well, and doing some photo shoots so we can use that for the future, and then print and digital again and video. So we'll continue to do it, I mean, as much as we can, and work with our members in that, because they're great at feeding events and information that's going on in the county to us as well. And we just really communicate and broadcast that out. And
the food culture in Kildare is been developing fast as well. Is there a few spots that you want to mention to our listeners that they might want to check out?
I mean, there's loads, and they're all on Into Kildare, obviously, website, just to have a look there. But we are redeveloping our website as well, so we feature it more. But Taste of Kildare was a great success a couple of years ago, and we were due to host that in the Curragh this September. So obviously it's not looking the way it was with the numbers and stuff we had the first year. So we are looking at different ideas and maybe going online. So that's another volunteer committee that come together that we just facilitate really of restaurateurs and hoteliers around the county.
And was the Taste of Kildare in Naas before, or was it?
It was in the K Club. The K Club kindly hosted it for us in the walled garden. So it again, it was all volunteers that came together. It was a big ask for a lot of people, but it really was a great success. So
you had that lovely combination. A lovely combination of people promoting their business, promoting the culture of food in Kildare, and also a place for people to visit and check it out. So.
Yeah, we really focus on the farm to fork. So, we're known for farming community here. And then obviously, we had the local producers there. So we just really provided that platform and to try and promote it. And we did a lot of international exposure on that as well, and invited guests to it. So we hope we'll get back to that next year, but we will do something, be it maybe around Christmas time this year, or do something to keep.
Do you find this period of time for yourself personally has been a time where you can kind of take a breath and maybe plan things for the future?
I was sort of hoping that would be a bit more, but it's been very busy, to be honest with you, because I didn't shut. We kept going. So and I suppose because our members had more time, they were engaging more. So we've been flat out, and we were applying for funding and. To try and have, resources to help get out of this, and to help support our members through, even radio, print and digital for the future. So it gave us time to apply for some of those, but really all the great list of things that I was planning to do, I'm still working through. But
you'll have them well polished.
No, but I know it's been good in people working together, but obviously for tourism it is a disaster. There's no point in saying otherwise.
Part of the Kildare podcast is to highlight some of the attractions around the county, and the first podcast featured Ger down in Salins in the bar.
Oh, he's great. Yeah. I mean, there's a great cluster there, because I've been trying to get people to work together in clusters, because looking at it from fresh eyes coming into the county, you're not going to come just for one thing. So we
Yes,
all
yeah.
work together a bit more. It's
That's
better. And
it.
that's a great example there with Loch 13 and the
Yeah.
brewery tour, and then 2 cooks as well. And
Yeah. And then
obviously getting the right smell.
the whole Guinness thing as well, where it's, you know,
Yes.
you could go from Straffan and
Ardclough, yeah, the visitor
Arklock, yeah.
centre there. Yeah, so there's a whole, and and that's where the hotels come together, because people want to come and do other activities. So it's really important that all these attractions as well stay open and open again. So I'm really hoping they get as much support as they need.
And going into the future, I know that there is plans in place for a cycleway along the Grand Canal,
Yeah,
or a walkway.
yeah.
Can you tell me more about that?
I'm involved in it from a few different ones. So the Barrow Blueway, obviously, I know Jera went into it in detail in your last
Yeah.
podcast, but I'm really, I suppose I've just worked with the county council and the other county councils in storyboards and the signage, and I suppose in getting the original funding for it. So and I suppose that shows you where we did the site inspection, to try and apply for the funding, which we were successful in getting. So it was great that everybody came together, because obviously I was running around the county just to make sure everybody knew we were coming. So it's great. I mean, I think, and obviously...
So sorry, Aine, is this specifically, the way it was applied, was it specifically like this is for County Kildare, or was it something that you had to do in conjunction with other counties because the Grand Canal
No,
runs
we all
through?
work together. So it's in conjunction with other counties. So the other kind of councils as well. So, and I think obviously considering the current climate, everybody wants to be outside. And I was looking at the Fáilte Ireland reports today on consumer sentiment, and really people anything that's outside, is what people are trying to do now at the moment.
I know myself. I'm doing a bit of acting. We're trying to do some puppet shows in Roscommon and Strokestown House, and we're doing it outside.
Yeah,
so.
we're working with Strokestown House on the
Really?
Fallon Way. Yeah, for the Royal Canal. So they're doing it from Dublin to there. So yeah.
Okay, we'll have a chat about that another time, hopefully.
Yeah,
that's interesting. But what we're talking about basically is outside is great, but when you have to deal with microphones or different technical stuff, it can be quite difficult.
And the weather.
And the weather, the weather too,
Yeah.
So like going into the future, I think we have to reshape things in tourism, but at the same time, certain attractions are not going to go away, and we just have to maybe focus on different
I mean, they're all on about pivoting your mindset and reimagining tourism, and it's true, you have to just look ahead, because there's no point looking behind. So I suppose it is looking at different ways, and it has brought out a lot of great characters and different ways of doing things. And yes, IT is more important and social, but it's great. I mean, obviously the greenways and the blueways will play a big part in parks, and a lot of the hotels now, I know Killashee are doing it anyway. They're doing picnics that you can take away, and different trails to go around. So it's great, the hotels, and
there's a kind of a feeling like we have the country to ourselves. There's no queues in the Cliffs of Moher, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, God, I
don't know whether that's the
queues here and there, but
I'm going to visit it before the 100,000 Americans decide to come over next summer.
I know, but I mean, they play a big part in our economy
Absolutely,
as well.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it's a different situation that the experience of going to places like the Cliffs of Moher and Newgrange is completely different during this few months,
No, I was talking to a friend the other day, and I was saying, even just I want to go into Dublin and visit a few of the museums when it's not so busy, So
are they open?
Yeah, seemingly they were talking about it, and obviously we've got the Military Museum here in the Curragh as well.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I live here in Newgrange, just beside the Curragh, so it's been a great resource for me. Some headspace to get out walking, and there's lots of plans for the Curragh Plains as well. So I'm looking forward to getting involved in all those projects. And tomorrow I'm going out to Ummaris. I'm probably saying all that wrong. Bog over in Mount Royce. They're looking at developing that too with the Bord na Móna Transition Fund. So there's lots happening in the county.
Can you tell me a little bit about what's going on with the bog projects that you have going on? I think I've seen something on the website about it.
Yeah, well, it's not me. It's a community group that have come together and are just at the start of their journey. But obviously, Lullymore Heritage Park, and that's been very popular, and it's a
Yeah.
great resource. I spend a good bit of time out there with the guys as well. It's a great facility to have in the county. But there's other just the transition fund for Bord na Móna, they're looking at funding through them to redevelop it to like another park, so tie it in with Monster Evan. There's a big distillery going on there, and then obviously with the greenways as well, that people will have something else to go to, because as I said from Fáilte Ireland's reports as well, it's really important for open spaces and parks. So obviously the bogs are part of our
there you go.
So yeah,
there's definitely going to be a focus on them outdoor kind of places and parks and places like that. I'm also curious about, like, do you visualize in a perfect scenario where people would come into the county and be given a map of where to go or the possible places to go, as opposed to, as you said earlier, just maybe visiting Kildare Village and then going and then leaving?
And Kildare Village brings in over 4 million visitors a year, so it's really important to have them here as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
I mean, everybody in Kildare, everybody loves maps and apps and brochures, and I suppose we have to do that. We've just launched, or we're just in the middle of launching, getting information together. We're doing a digital directory, so you can go on your phone and get directions to different attractions around there, and you can put up offers on it. So if it is quite you can, I don't know, offer 2 for 1 or whatever. So
what I like as well about the website, and I keep saying the website, but essentially Into Kildare's website is very important, I imagine, because it's to get a kind of an idea of what Into Kildare is about. If you're not familiar with it, it's like, just go to the website, and it's very clear once you see the website that it's a combination of touristy stuff and attractions and retail and different little places you'd like to visit. So I love that combination.
Yeah, and that's it. And I suppose we cluster things. There's Newbridge Silverware here in Newbridge as well, which and obviously Kildare has the Heritage Centre there too, and Athy is Shackleton. So there's lots of different things around the county, and it's just putting a few together. That's the way we do our press trips. We sort of try and spread it out so people get a taste of everything. So
absolutely, yeah.
So it's we have to look at it in a positive
you'll have to bring the roses back again, so I can get a taste of Kildare again.
You looked after them very well.
Well, I was looking after myself whenever the food was available. It was great crack.
It was a good trip though, wasn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. And it kind of even being from Kildare, like the likes of the National Stud, I probably would have visited when I was younger, and I'd forgotten the amazing attraction that it is. And just to meet the people.
And they have the Horse Museum opening in September.
That's right.
So
that's
going to be brilliant. So I'm looking forward to that too.
So here's to Kildare, Aine, and here's to all the work you're doing. And hopefully we'll have a great future ahead of us with domestic and international tourists coming over to see the beautiful county of Kildare.
Thank you very much, Owen. I appreciate your time.
You're welcome, Aine. Thank you.
All right. Cheers. Bye.
All right, Aine. So we can have a chat if you want. It's I'll just stop recording now.
Oh, God. Okay. I was like, oh my God, I don't know what I've said there. I was just speaking off the cuff. But anyway.
No, I think you were great. It's just the Zoom is a bit awkward, all right, because it's there's always a little bit of like I would be reluctant to say something in the middle of your chat in case it gets interrupted. So it's always a bit odd, but it'll sound great. I think the quality of the sound should be fine and stuff like that, so it'll be fine.
And tell me, you're doing them every week, isn't it now?
Yeah. Yeah. It's actually fairly hard to do it every week now. The more the weeks go on, but this is the second Zoom one I've done, because last week's episode was on Zoom because my guest was in America. He's a musician, so I had to do it via Zoom. But the previous ones were live, and I'd like to do them live where it's possible. But I can only be in certain places. But
you can't be everywhere.
Yeah. But I'd say, like, if whoever does your website, you could probably I can send on. I mean, once the file is up, I can send it on the file to you separately if you wanted to use it.
Right. If you send it into info, that'd be super. So
I'll send on. I'll send the link will be up in whatever platforms, but I can send you separately so you can do what you want with it then and put it up wherever.
That'd be great. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay, Aine. Tell me about Strokestown.
Well, yeah. So with the Royal Canal, there seemed to be a famine wave from Dublin. This is all new to me, to be honest. But this girl called Catalin, did you meet her? Wait, let's see if I can find her name here. She's from Strokestown, or she's involved with Strokestown, trying to do the famine way. So it's called, famine looking up my National Famine Way, and she's doing a passport